Hi, this is Ladey from Keep Unfrozen. I just want to say, did you notice the deliberate mistake last week? I've been inundated with people telling me not, so you've been very, very gracious. I talked a lot about P.T. Barnum, Phineas Taylor Barnum, and I quoted him as T.P. Barnum all the way through, or that's what I wrote in the blog before I went and changed it. So there's a thought. We think we know it all, and then wham, part of my learning curve. And learning curve is what I want to talk to you today. What sort of learning curve have you been on? I find that I start something, I learn about it, I get to a point, I think that's enough, and then that's the level I want to stay at for that particular subject. Or it goes in peaks and troughs as I learn new things. Sometimes there's things that I think I've got an expertise in, and then I find another interest, I want to develop it, and I learn a little bit more. But the learning side of it is not always easy. And it's not just children that learn, it's adults that learn. They say you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Well, you can if the old dog wants to learn. So it depends on whether the old dog is so sleepy and just wants to just be on its own, or whether the old dog still wants to know more and be more. Which is really good because, it doesn't matter what our age is, God hasn't finished with us. In fact, he says he began a good work in you. Paul says this, that God began a good work in you and will continue to perfect it until Jesus Christ returns. Now, isn't that quite amazing to think about? That you and I are works that are still being perfected. So we won't reach perfection, but we might get little moments where we feel we have. We can rest in those moments, but just for a little while before carrying on. The learning curve is something that can be really enjoyable. It can be, in-depth satisfying, or it can be incredibly frustrating. The difficulty with it is we know that we are on this journey where we're trying to achieve something. We're going towards a goal, if you like. We know when we set out we want to be better at something, or we want to learn more about something. The important thing is to take a snapshot of where you are. I was talking with my friend Linda the other day, and Linda is from Canada, and we have some great conversations, and she's been a wonderful artist for many years, but she's having to learn a new skill of illustrating her new book. It's a new book that Abby Rose and I are publishing, and we're looking forward to that very much in September. But even so, she's having to learn different skills, and she's developing it, and she's so excited, but it means she looks back on what she has done and thinks that wasn't really very good. It was good enough at the time, but now this new learning has just increased her vision to do better, and that's wonderful. The danger is when we get to that point that we think we are going to get better and better and better, and therefore we don't finish anything, or we don't stop and say this is good enough at this moment in time. So whatever journey you are on, what I say to you is try and enjoy the moment that you are at. Yes, you will get even better as the next days go on, but for today, just take stock and realize that you are far more forward than you were yesterday, and how amazing that work is. I came across a quote by Enoch Power, which I've adapted slightly, but it is that, when the course moves out of sight, it doesn't mean that the journey ends. It just means there's a bend in the road. So enjoy those bends, keep the frustrations at bay, realize there's so much more that you will learn, but what you know today is enough for what it is you are doing. So take enormous satisfaction in that, because God is at work with you. He hasn't finished with you, but he delights in you today and what you're doing right now. Lady Adey, keep unfrozen.